Right, good morning all. Friday, 20th of March, and I've started a new project. Not entirely sure how long it will take me, but maybe not too long. I said in a previous video that I'd like to put a trickle backy shower style over in that corner. Well, I've come up with a new idea, and it's quite a big idea. I've just done this morning, leveled the ground out and used the last 3 slabs, good slabs that I've got. And can anyone guess what I'm gonna do? Just by looking at that. I'll walk you around and I'll explain my theory, my madness. Whether it will work or not, I don't know. Quickly show you the fighting fish as we walk round this way. It's my beta collection. We're nearly there. Ta-da! Right, IBC tank. I'm thinking I'm going to close this tank down because I don't really want any more koi right now. I really am focusing on developing the ones that I have, and going to really try and push this year. Now my mad idea, this tank basically is going to go like this over there to where I've just leveled that ground out. The plan is to move that inlet to that side over there, so I'll just flip it around. I'll have to take this bog apart, but flip it around and put it here, and the pump will be feeding the bog filter. It will still go into the cleaning chamber. This pipe will either be moved a little bit, probably straight down near the bottom, and then this is going to be a 1,000 litre moving bed. 1,000 litre. And basically the dechlorinator will come off because that won't be needed. Stick a 3-inch or 2-inch hydroseal into the middle of the IBC tank, and that's going to feed straight back into the pool pond. What do you think? Good idea? Bad idea? The only thing I have thought about with regards to leaving this exactly how it is, being a bog filter, generally they should be run at a slow flow rate, because obviously you want all the waste and whatnot to be caught between the rocks, and then the smaller rocks, and then the pea gravel, right? So that's the only downside I see at the moment. However, I'm thinking of running a pump between 5,000 and 8,000 litres an hour. So this is currently 2,000 litres an hour. But because it's having the cleaning box still remain as it is, and that does a really good job. Right, you can still see all the way to the bottom of the tank, like crystal clear. And having that all full of K1 moving bed, I reckon that'll be really good. But time will tell. The plan is to remove all of the K1 media from barrel 1 in my main koi pond, which I can't remember exactly how many litres are in there. I think it's between 135 and 150 litres. So that will get it started. It's mature, it's been in there over a year, so it will be coming out of here, going into the IBC tank, and I'm going to convert this barrel into the same style as barrel number 2 by using Jap filter mat and other filter pads. I've said this before, but I believe K1 style media static in a pump fed system isn't the way to go, because the pumps are basically blending up the waste. It's a lot harder for it to be caught, so that's why I ended up changing this barrel 2 to what it is. Now obviously I spent a lot of time and trial and error fixing that filter system. Now obviously you can see my koi, like, it's basically crystal clear water. If I put the camera in the water now, I'm pretty confident it would be pretty clear. So this does work, but barrel 2 is having to do a lot of work in order to keep that level, that standard of quality of that water. So I'm going to change this one to run the same style media in that one, and that's obviously my biological side there and that barrel there. So I'm gonna change all this up, so I'll come back to you as and when the project moves forward. I've got to do something with that pleco that's in that IBC tank at the minute, and I've also got to take it all apart because I can't move it. That 135 litre bog filter is an absolute beast, and there's no way I could lift that down and lift it back up. There's just no way. So I'll come back to you when I get a bit further along. Right, all in all, it is Tuesday the 7th of April, and I am still fighting this pool pond project every step, and I'll go over a couple of things that have gone wrong and not by my doing. I said in the previous video that I ordered a net for this, that got sent back because it was too narrow. I ordered another one, and I had ordered a more durable option of the net, basically 4 meters wide by 10 meters long, just to make sure I had enough. Anyway, it turned up and the net was as thin as what only I can explain as needle and thread that you would sew a button onto a shirt. I mean, it was an absolute joke. I emailed them who sold it to me, and I just wanted to check that they had sent me the right one, and they said, yeah, that's the durable one. And I was like, I didn't even unwind it, to be honest. So that's gone back. This 8,000 litre pump in there, I had no problems with that whatsoever, so I decided to buy the second pump from the same seller for the new filter that's going over in that corner. The pump arrived after about 3 days of ordering it, which was brilliant. When I opened the main box, the actual pump box, it was, you could see like signs of damage and wear and like water. So I took the pump out of the box, and inside the wrapper bag that contained the pump had full of water, and I pulled it out, I turned the pump over, and you could see like signs of wear on the like the feet of the pump. So I sent it back. I was like, I'm not, that's obviously a return for unknown reasons. So that went back. And the stupid thing is that I bought a replacement pump that day, there and then, and there was another seller that had them on sale, and it was 400 baht cheaper than what I paid, which is around 13 English quid, I think. So I mean, if the seller had sent the correct pump, they would have made a decent profit on it. But I mean, yeah, shot themselves in the foot there, really. So another thing that turned up was the Jap Mat filter, and I'd ordered it suitable for a 200 litre barrel, which is roughly 55 centimetres round. Well, it turned up, and without taking it out of the bag, I knew straight away it was wrong, because the corners, not that it should have corners on a round mat, it was cut square. And I was like, oh, so I measured it, and it was between 50 and 51 cm, but that's no good for my purpose. I need it to be bang on, so it catches the waste in my barrel, because obviously I'm taking the K1 media out of my barrel from my other pond. So that's gone back. I'll tell you, I've had an absolute nightmare with this. I'll show you what has turned up and what is good. I've got 10 kilos more of K1, so that's around 60 odd litres. I've got 3 bags of this, which I quite like the look of this. Yeah, I don't know, I've got this sort of stuff in the barrel already, but it's about half the thickness of that. But I bought 3 bags of that, that's alright. I've got the 45 centimetre air ring, that's on like a stainless weight, if you want to call it. That looks alright, not too bad. I've got some valves. I've got some one-way valves for the air, because I think my air pump is going to be below the water level, so I don't want to be messing around with that. So I spent a bit more money and got some decent one-way valves. Stainless steel T-piece, so I can run one to the bio chamber and one to the pond. This is the filter matting that's turned up for the barrel in that pond. So obviously now I'm waiting for the Jap matting, but this is like bang on 55 cm, that filter matting. So I bought 4 of those plus the Jap matting, and I think I've got 7 of these in barrel 2 at the minute, so I can always move one over if necessary. This air ring, I don't know if I just said it or not, but that's 45 centimetres across, so hoping that might be enough for the IBC moving bed, but we'll wait and see. Might add another one. So I am waiting on a load of deliveries. Obviously the new pump, I've bought a new net, and it's for golf driving ranges, you know, when you're practicing your swing or whatever at golf clubs. Well, I've bought a net for my pool pond, and hopefully that will be a decent one, but we'll wait and see. I don't know if I should show you. I've got mangoes growing in the garden now. I've got like six or 7. There was one more, but I accidentally knocked it off, but I didn't tell the wife about that. The dechlorinator that was on the IBC tank has now been added to the old dechlorinator system, because in the last month my chlorine or chloramine has trebled, so this should help. We shall see on that one. That filter system is still okay, it's not leaking at the minute, so I am happy with that, and fingers crossed we're alright. One other thing I've thought about last night, and I've had to do something about it, but when I put the IBC tank here, I'm worried about the rain, because when it rains here, I mean it really rains. So I'm going to put a roof on the IBC tank coming off of this one and just going down that way. And I've just bought some IKEA bar legs, so the legs will go on top of the IBC tank and then it will just angle down. But I'll come back to you as and when parts turn up. I am expecting a lot of deliveries today, and hopefully, fingers crossed again, everything I've ordered again will be correct and I can put this together. So I'll come back to you soon.